Greetings, I am Humsha Naidoo. Welcome to Flavourful Eats. Thank you for joining me today. I will share how easy it is to prepare and serve tea. Tea with mom. The tradition of having tea is one of life's most wonderful pleasures. It is an elegant ritual which pays tribute to the satisfying combination of sociability and taste. Each simple yet delectable treat, from savory to sweet, is presented on fine china and served with a perfect pot of tea. Taking time for tea is time for reflection, conversation, enjoyment, and relieving everyday stress. My mom, my grandmother, and I shared many a lovely, indulgent afternoon tea together, their favorite being scones. Yes, the British scone. Today, in keeping with the British tradition of tea, I will make a savory finger sandwich made with flax, oat bran, and whole wheat lavash bread, followed by scones served with cream and jam, finishing with a sweet carrot halwa cake. We shall discuss how to make a good cup of tea as I know it. We shall start with making my carrot halwa cake. I started off by measuring out my flour. I have 1 cup of whole wheat pastry flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of crushed cardamom that I sieved together and left aside. On another container, I did all the wet ingredients, which is 1/4 cup of yogurt, a 1/4 cup of ghee, which I mentioned previously. It's clarified butter. And I have 1/2 cup of honey. Today's theme is more on the health side of things. To that, I will be adding 1.5 cups of shredded carrots and some shredded coconut, raisins, and some pistachio nuts. So I have sifted my dried ingredients. I now add my wet ingredients, which I mix together and have ready. So the idea is to have everything healthy and wholesome for mom today. So we try to avoid using much sugar, so all natural ingredients. And then I stir in the flour. I like working with a spatula, you might have noticed. To this, I would add my coconut. And lastly, the shredded carrot. This will give it nice moisture and give it a very nice flavor. And just like the traditional Indian carrot halwa, for those of you who know the carrot halwa the Indians make, we have lots of ghee added to it. This year we have minimal ghee, hardly any sugar, and the same flavors, with just adding some pistachios to the end, which is a common thing with the regular halwa as we know it. And there you have it. The batter is ready to be baked. So I pre-prepared bunt, mini bunt tin, as you could see. I put some, I greased it with some spray, and I will be lining it with some sliced almonds. As those of you who had carrot halwa previously would know that it always has almonds in it. So I'm sorry for those that are allergic to nuts. I'll be sprinkling a little bit of almonds at the bottom. This here makes 5 little bunt cakes. With the help of my measuring cup, I'm just going to be putting in the mixture in. I'm using a quarter cup measure, but that's, you could use anything that's convenient for you. So simple and yet so easy and healthy at the same time. Some of these ingredients were provided by the Acton store, actonstore.com. They're always helping me out. This will bake for 25 minutes, and we'll take it out and leave it to cool for a little bit, and it's ready to serve. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, which is moderate oven in most ovens. And this should take around 25 minutes to cook. I'd forgotten to mention that you preheat the oven, and then we start with our making the stuff. This will cook for 25 minutes. The carrot halwa cake is busy cooking in the baking in the oven. I'm now start off with making a healthier version of the British tea scone. I did make the scone earlier on, but I'm showing you the healthier version. What I'm doing right now is I'm sifting together 3 cups of oat flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. And I'm just sifting them together so that it's easier to rise. As you notice, there's no eggs or anything used in these ingredients today. It's just all, we can convert all these recipes into vegan recipes if you'd like to at a later time. So I've just sifted all that together, and I'm mixing the dry ingredients. To the dry ingredients, I'm going to be adding some, earlier on I mixed up together some almond butter, half a cup, 1/3 cup of almond butter, and half a cup of apple sauce. The apple sauce is going to help keep this together, and the almond butter is the butter that I'll be using in this recipe. So just use the fork to put that together, put it into the wet ingredient to the dry ingredient for now. And with the help of my fork, I will beat that together. The thing about scones, you don't over mix if you want a nice light scone. This is a little on the wet side when it's all ready, only because of the healthy ingredients that the oat flour will absorb more liquid than normal. So it keeps it nice and moist. So I make this a little crumbly. And I lastly add my liquid, which is, I use half a cup of almond milk, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The vanilla extract is it gives it more flavor. The apple cider vinegar helps the almond milk to coagulate, so it's in place of buttermilk. This is the mix I put together. And we get a nice moist mixture. And I use I preheated the oven again to 350 degrees, which is moderate oven. And then I greased my pan which is already here waiting for me, and this will make 12 scones. So I just do that right now. After the flour is nicely mixed together. There you go. It's all ready for me. I would normally use a silpat or a greaseproof paper. Today I opted out of that. So with the help of the ice cream scoop, I'm going to be making my scone. I neglected to mention, before starting the process, I wet the ice cream scoop a little bit so that it makes the filling of this mixture come out of the scoop much easier. We have, make sure that they are not too close to each other. We don't want them to stick. And there you go, the scone is again ready for the oven. That didn't take long, did it? It's a very quick process. I did make the British scone for my guests to enjoy today, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just making the healthier version of the scone that I hope my guests are going to be enjoying as well today. While we wait for the carrot halwa to get ready, let me get done with the sandwiches. Today I chose to do hummus because hummus is first of all, I used a Lavash bread, which is flax, oat bran, and whole wheat bread. Again, with the idea of being a healthy sandwich. And I will smear some hummus at the bottom. Hummus will help to hold the sandwich together. And with that, I put some lettuce, which is very refreshing and filling. And I'll top that up with some red pepper. We just put some lettuce around. Remove the spines a little bit. It becomes a bit hard to wrap up if the spines are too hard. Lettuce is good for you all around. You can eat as much as possible without worrying about the calories. To that, we add some pepper for some color in the sandwich, as well as all the health benefits of good red pepper. Always good to have pepper. We wrap it up really tightly. Make a nice little round. There we go. And then we slice them. Make another one. Again, we put a good smearing of hummus. I hope I really look pleasing to the camera today. I had my the salon As You Like It has done my hair today. Thank you, Jen, for doing my hair. I really appreciate that. As You Like It salon at the Great Road. Again, some lettuce. Acton store was very good as well. They've given me some tea. Thank you, Diane. There we go. We wrap it up tightly so it'll all stay intact. I normally do this with a sharp knife, but we'll try with the butter knife. We do cut them diagonally. This is what the sandwich looks like when it's done. I'm still waiting on my oven to get ready. It makes a very refreshing, healthy sandwich. I'm sure Mom will be loving this. I've chosen to make my second sandwich using, again, high protein bread. I am smearing some cream cheese at the bottom. And I decided to do this one slice with cream cheese and the other with hummus. Seeing that it's a special occasion. I sometimes like to put in some chives with my cream cheese, I actually make a very nice mint pickle that I smear on my bread with the cucumber. I put together some mint and some peanuts and some coriander, cilantro, and blend them together and make them a nice spread. And my family tends to enjoy that. I'm using hummus again on the other slice of the bread. If you put too much of spread, it may not cut very easily. So one side is hummus and one side is cream cheese. I think my carrot halwa cake is ready at last. I will check on that. Yeah. I don't know whether you can get the camera shot, but this is it. This is my carrot halwa cake. It's ready. I just check that it's, and I leave it out to cool for a little bit before I turn it out onto a cooling rack. I would now put in my scones for another 25 minutes. I put cream cheese at the bottom sandwich. I put hummus in the top sandwich. I'm now going to put some cucumbers. The cucumber and cream cheese is a traditional English sandwich as well, if you didn't know that already. So just line the cucumber While I'm making my sandwiches, I'm getting my tea water ready. Always make sure you have fresh water, and start it from cold before you put it into a tea kettle to make it hot. Once it's boiled, then you add your tea bag. You first of all make sure you rinse your teapot with hot water. That way it keeps the pot hot. And you rinse it out and you put in your tea bags. I'm cutting these into the sandwiches into triangles. Makes it easy to eat. That's my sandwiches. All ready for the tray. Can you see? I will set them like that to serve. Okay. We now make our good cup of tea. As you would have noticed, my water just boiled. I have a kettle that goes off automatically, so it just switched off. I'm going to be using, like I said, a fresh pot of hot water into a teapot. I first put some hot water into the pot. That way I heat the pot and help to swish the water around. And to that I add my tea bags. Today I'm using tea bags. I prefer to use tea leaves, but I thought this is easier. For every cup of tea, I use 1 tea bag. Here I am making 6 cups of tea, so I'm going to be using 6 tea bags. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I would leave that to brew for a little bit. You brew it between 3 and 5 minutes, and you'll be all set to go to have tea. Together with, while the tea is brewing, I get the sugar and the milk ready. There we go, all set for a good cup of tea. All right, it gave me great pleasure to cook for my lovely friends today, Padmaja Kuchamanchi, Nancy, Justine Smith, and Nancy Rossi. It was so lovely to have you over, and I'd like to serve you guys some tea. Can I start with you, Padmaja?
Oh, thank you.
Would you like to have some black tea? I'll come over to you. I first, traditionally, we first put the, at least at my house, we put the tea first, and then we add sugar and milk, if you'd like to help yourself. Can I pour you some tea, Nan?
Yes, please. Your tea
And
service is beautiful.
you let me know how how it tastes as we go along.
Thank you.
Justine and Nancy are both proprietors of As You Like It Salon, so it's even really great to have them all along. And the support with ActonTV.
Thank you. Cheers. Happy Mother's Day for you.
This is very good.
Oh, that's good.
It's delicious just the way it is.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Very delicious.
What kind of tea?
It's made with love.
Made with love.
That's the first ingredient,
There's
right?
nothing like love.
This is, again, from the Acton store. Your neighbors.
Okay.
England's #1 PG tips. I told her I was doing Pradesh tea, so she's
It's lovely.
given me this.
I drink tea every day in the morning. I never drink coffee, so this is very
Okay. Please help yourselves. This is, here we have now our finished product, the carrot halwa cake, a reminiscent of an Indian dessert carrot halwa, but it's now in a cake form. And as I said earlier on, I'm going to be making you British scone. So this is a British scone. And if you can break it across, then that is a good thing. And you put in some jam and some cream over it. But for demonstration purposes today, I was focusing on the healthier version. So
And that's what this other one is?
the other one is a healthier version of the scone. Yes, it's made with oat flour, as you would have noticed.
healthy is the way to go now.
Yes, that is the way to go now. People with gluten intolerance, people that are vegan, you know. And this is the this is here the sandwiches. This is with the lavash bread and hummus, and this is with cream cheese and cucumber, like they would do in Britain.
We should
pass
Could
this.
you just put a little
I will
down?
pass it along this way for you.
I'm going to try. Can I get it without a whisk?
A good dollop of it. It's good.
Yep, thank you. That's pretty.
Can I? Which one would you like? Would you like both? I mean, you could have both.
Yes.
Here we go, moms. From our kitchen today to yours. Enjoy from all the moms before us, and thank you all for imparting your good knowledge to all of us. And all the best.
Thank you.